This week, two women went to court in the lawsuit against Valencia College, claiming that they were forced to undergo transvaginal probes by their college professors. Now, this was part of the medical training for the procedure, but the students sued Valencia College and three medical diagnostic instructors, Maureen Bugnacki, Linda Shaheen, and Barbara Ball, in federal court Thursday, saying that they were forced to undergo the procedure weekly or face retaliation. In fact, the lawsuit claims college staff members told the students they could find another school if they did not wish to be probed, and made suggestive comments to the women as classmates probed their sexual organs. So obviously this is unprofessional and potentially scarring, and as described, a student would place a condom over the probe and then apply generous amounts of lubrication to the probe. In some cases, the student would have to sexually stimulate plaintiffs in order to facilitate inserting the probes into plaintiffs' vaginas, and that's what the lawsuit claims. So they would also kind of go through, just to finish up some of the details of this, they would also make inappropriate comments during this procedure, saying that the women were sexy. One of the professors told one of the women that they should be an escort during this exam. And they said during the class that it was voluntary, but if they did not submit to the procedure, that they would have to find another class. So obviously, in practice, it was essentially mandatory.
Yeah, so this whole thing is incredibly bizarre,
Right.
obviously. So we have here in their description of it that definitely their students were doing it on them.
As well as the professors, yeah.
So I wonder were they forced to also do it to people? Because if their classmates are doing it to them, I wonder if to learn the procedure you have to both receive it and do it. I wonder about that.
You definitely do not have to receive it to learn the procedure. That is a definite fact.
No, that makes total sense to me. So they're saying that it is voluntary, but if it's voluntary in these sorts of situations, then, I mean, it seems like it's being completely 100% abused, perhaps criminally abused here.
Right.
But it is something that they do generally in a non-mandatory
they actually do
fashion.
it on dummies. So the fact that they're doing it on a real person is a little out of the box, let alone somebody who's already in the class. Sometimes they'll have people come in
that makes a lot
who are
more
volunteers.
sense. They should do that.
The fact that, well, yes, they should have done a lot of things differently in this scenario.
Well, and also the other interesting thing is, they're the three medical diagnostic instructors that they're suing are all women in this case, which is interesting because like when I first heard this, I assumed, oh, it's got to be a male, because it's female students, it's got to be a male doctor, but in this case it's not. No, I'm not saying it's got to be. I'm saying it's likely to be. But it is odd that not just that they force them to do it, but the comments about them that they should work as escorts and things like that. Like three female professors were doing that together. That seems so bizarre.
Well, if you're gonna say that it's sexually, like, I guess, started or whatever, then you could assume that maybe you don't know if they're lesbians, you don't know. There's a lot of different things, and still women abuse women.
Yeah.
You don't know if they were trying to, I mean, there's a lot of missing pieces here, so we don't really know what their motivation was. But it could just be an abuse of power. And you know what I mean? That doesn't necessarily have to be sexually motivated. Exactly.
Yeah. But it also seems like this should be an incredibly easy case, because they are specifically saying that they're forced to do this in front of the class. Like, the whole class has to be seeing this.
And they're all witnesses, right?
Well, exactly. Then it seems like this should be, like, open and shut.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that it'll be too difficult of a case, but it's still very difficult to hear and to process. I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next one.